So that's a good segue to what I want to talk about. And first of all, thanks for everybody coming. I appreciate that very much. That you're going to pay money to listen to me blather for 2 days. Hopefully, I don't disappoint. I've never had a serious injury in any of my classes. The worst, I've had a broken nose, and he pretty much admits that was kind of his fault for going a little too hard too early. It's just one of those things that happen. It's a contact sport. A couple sprained ankles, and the rest are like the little, tweaked fingers or fat lip or something like that. Never a serious injury. I'm very proud of that. Yes, it's a physical class, but here's the thing. I'm not interested in making this Thunderdome or Fight Club. What I'm trying to get across is what I think is really important information. Stuff that I've been trying to figure out myself for the last 38 years. And I think this is important stuff. It works, it's functional, it's that kind of fundamental core base. And so I want everybody to walk out of here with that information, not, I threw guys around and I got thrown around and blah, 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 look how tough I am. But then what did you learn? I don't know. Okay? So we're going to work different levels of intensity and pressure. Right? I am a firm believer that you have to do this under pressure. There is no substitute for that. The only way to figure out if this stuff is going to work is against a non-compliant, resisting opponent with opposing will, malevolent intent, and freedom of action. You have to have that pressure testing. But that does not mean it has to be 100% every single time. Okay? We can start at a fairly low level, 10, 20%, and work our way up. While you're learning, that is not the time to go 100%. If this is a new technique, if this is a new concept, that's not the time to go 100%. I always liken it, actually I stole this from Paul Sharp. He was the first one to use this analogy, and I liked it. It's like, if you are learning how to squat for the first time, you don't load the bar up with your PR. You start maybe with the bare bar, maybe you do it with the broom handle, and you work the form. Then you get the form, then you start to understand, okay, now let's put a little weight on, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. You're still doing good, your form's not breaking down. Keep adding weight. Starts to break down, stop. That's the point, that's your max pressure for you. Okay, and that's how we're gonna do this. Yes, I call it kind of the graduation exercise on each day. It's gonna be fairly high pressure, and each side's trying to win. But up to that point, for the rest of the class, we are all trying to help everybody learn and get better. Yes, I'm putting a little pressure so you have to work, but I still want you to win in that drill. I still want you to win learning that technique. Okay? Then at the end, everybody's got a little work in, everybody's had some success. Now we can test it and kind of push the boundaries a little bit. Okay? But not until then. So does that make sense for everybody? The other thing, you're going to hear me talk about pressure and levels, 10%, 20%, 50%, 70%, whatever. Here's the thing you need to understand. That is not for you, that's for your partner. And here's what I mean by that. If I say, okay, let's go at 30%, and we're doing a drill, and you're on top of the guy, and his object is to get out of that, and you're going at what you believe is 30%, but your partner is stuck, can't move, can't do anything, and is doing this, you're going too hard. Okay, you might truly think you're going at 30%, but that might be 80% for your partner. Okay, so we have to think about it. It's not you, it's how is our partner reacting. In my weekly stand-up class, the guys and I, when we spar, we'll be banging, right? Doing something like wall drill, and we'll just be pounding the crap out of each other. And a new person walking in will go, oh my God, you're trying to kill each other. But we're going, oh, that's like 70%, because that's what we're used to. But the new guy, if I try to do the same level on him, he's doing this and falling apart and not learning. Okay? So always pay attention to what your partner's doing. Right? If that means you got to cycle back to where where the drill's supposed to be 30% and you think you're going at 10, but that's where your partner's good at, then that's what I want you to do. Okay? Again, up until the final, graduation exercise, we want everybody to win. We want everybody to get better at this. Right? I'm not a big cliche guy, but there's some cliches that work, and it's the rising tide lifts all boats. If I'm getting better, my partner's getting better, then that makes me better, and on and on and on. Okay, so let's focus on that as we do that. And the nice thing about that, if we keep that in mind, nobody's going to get hurt. It's impossible to hurt the other guy if you're truly considerate of him trying to get better. Does that make sense? Cool.